Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. What time is it? It's Sat Chat time. Oh, I'm such a dork. I hope you're having a great week. It is, I remembered to put my little heart Valentine crochet earrings in. I think I made them last year. I don't remember if, I don't think I posted a tutorial on them. I did post a photo of them, but I learned how to do the little crochet hearts by a YouTuber. I think her YouTube channel is Bruna, oh, I don't know how to say it. I'll link it down below. But she also just posted a crochet scrunchie that was super cute this week, and I really want to make those too. So remind me if I don't put it in there. Bruna Catalidi or something. I don't know. It's a cute. She's German. It's really clever little designs. And the scrunchie, I was like, oh yeah, I want to make that. That looks really fun. If the filming looks a little different this week, I'm trying a different setting on my camera because generally I find it's like super bright, like glaringly bright. So I'm hoping this will be a little bit more natural looking for like talking to the camera. I just got to remember to turn it back before I film overhead shots at my desk. But you know, I mean, you always learn new things, always try to improve. That's, you know. Oh, speaking of new things, oh my word, I got so frustrated last night trying to edit in Sony Vegas software, which is what my husband prefers, and he put on the new computer. So I'm trying to get myself weaned off the old computer because that's where I can edit lickety split on that old computer. But I'm like, no, I gotta get used to this new one. Because I had to edit like 4 videos on one day on the old computer. It's like, oh, you gotta get used to the new one. I'm gonna see if I can get Corel Video Studio Pro to work on the new computer because, man, oh man, I was so frustrated and I was just in no mood and it was late and I'm just like, I just want to get this edited. Anyway, what I was editing was this right here, which is going to be a lesson I'm doing for my local library. The librarian wanted me to do a spring watercolor, and I thought that would be really fun. Plus, I'm going to bring some colored pencils and lay them out on the table and kind of show people how they can fix mistakes or kind of fine-tune their paintings if they've lost definition or it's just not working out. I think I'm also going to bring like my Arteza set of 60 gouache in case I'm like, just show them how they could put flowers in the foreground if they kind of didn't reserve the white and they changed their mind or they wanted to add that. I think that's really important, a little kind of an important fun thing. Plus I love mixed media, so I think that would be kind of a fun thing for the group to do. So yeah, I was editing that and it was an hour and 3 minutes long, so I was kind of worried that editing it on Video Studio, because sometimes if it's over an hour it glitches on YouTube after I upload it, but I played it back on YouTube this morning and it was fine. So that'll be up, I think, on the 19th, because I'm going to post it the same day I do my class at the library, so any students that want to see it again, and then will be for everybody. I'll have to share the pattern and everything. So I thought that would be kind of fun. And nice springy thing. So I've got a whole list. I got a big list of stuff to get to today. I think last week I didn't have anything and I still managed to talk for 28 minutes. I'm going to try to keep it to 28 minutes because I don't want to edit. I've got trauma from dealing with Sony Vegas yesterday. So, oh, it's super fun. James Gurney emailed me. If you don't know his work, you got to look him up. He is gorgeous. He has a YouTube channel with a lot of gouache tutorials. Anyway, he's really great at urban sketching and plein air painting and stuff. And back in the day, he wrote a book with Thomas Kincaid. They were roommates in college, and they hopped on a boxcar and just traveled the country sketching as they went. And they wrote about their story, and they wrote a book. And it's just such a fun story to listen to. He talked about it a bit when I had him on the podcast last year. And so he asked me if I would review his book, or if he could send an advance copy and I could say something about it. Which, this isn't the official me saying something about it, but I have got to show you this. You're going to be jealous. He drew I'm going to turn this down just in case. Actually, can I? Okay. He drew a little dinosaur picture in there. He's the creator of Dinotopia, and it says, "To my friend Lindsay," that's me, friends with James Gurney, the art supply source likes to be surrounded by art stuff, James Gurney. And so my husband's like, is he calling you an art supply source? I'm like, I don't care, he can call me anything because that's James Gurney, and he just called me his friend and I'm just like on cloud 9. Totally fangirling. But I was so excited because I wanted a copy of this book, the original, but I couldn't find a copy. I couldn't find it anywhere. There wasn't like hundreds of dollars. So he is really releasing the book. It'll be out on the 25th. I think, and if you order from his website, then I think he'll sign it if you order it from his website, or it's available on Amazon. So yeah, it's and maybe we'll do a flip through. Maybe we'll do a flip. Let me know if you want to flip through of this book, because I think that would be great. But I wanted this as soon as it was announced. So the funny thing was, I told my husband, like, oh my gosh, James Gurney just emailed me. He wants to send me an advanced copy of his book. And my husband, this is my husband's expression, Gurney, like that, because he had it in his save for later cart to buy for me. So he wanted to buy it for me for Christmas, but it wasn't out yet. So I'm like, oh honey, that's so sweet. So so I thought that was kind of funny. He goes, Gurney. He was just kidding though. He was just making a joke, but that was kind of funny. What else? I have all kinds of things to mention here. Oh, it was 2 weeks ago. I was using the Phoenix Professional Watercolors to do watercolor painting on canvas, and I talked about on Satch Chat how these were really great. They are identical to Winsor & Newton professional paints. Like I was swatching stuff side by side, and I haven't reviewed these yet, but I'm going to. I'm waiting for them to come back in stock. But the folks at Phoenix said that because they sold out way faster than they thought they were going to be, so they are restocking, and they are going to keep the introductory price. They said eventually the price will go up, because that was an introductory price of $29.99, but they're going to restock the 24 set at that price, so anybody that missed out will get a chance to purchase it. So just kind of, I'll let you know when it comes back in stock, but it is coming back, and they're going to keep that price. Some people had left comments like it was going to come back and be super expensive because I showed it on my channel, which I don't think, I don't know, I think some companies, if a product gets popular, they up the price. I mean, supply and demand, that's how it works. But they went out of their way to say, we're going to restock it, and we're going to keep the introductory price so people can grab it. I don't know how long they'll leave it at the introductory price or how many units they'll have at that price, but I just wanted to let you guys know that they are coming back in case you were thinking about buying the 12 set. Because the 12 set's like, I think the 12 set is like 20 bucks and the 24 set is 29, so it kind of makes sense. Plus there's better colors. There's like a white in the 12 set. There's better colors in this one. There's no white in this set. So that was kind of fun art supply news. I was really glad to hear that. They were thrilled with the response from they sponsored a video of me painting on their watercolor canvas, and they're really thrilled with the response for that. So, and I want to do some more with that watercolor canvas, because that's really, really fun. I love how you can kind of go in without a plan, because you can lift back so easily. So I'm thinking about doing some like expressive portraits, not like a portrait that looks like somebody. No, no, no. Not going for any likeness, just kind of like expressive portraits. I don't know. That's something I'm thinking about. And I've totally gone off the rails of my list that I had there. Okay, well, we're off the rails. I want to show you a couple of paintings these are coming up for tutorials on my channel. This stone wall, which I used, I think I put the book away already. I used a reference photo from the Artist Photo, what's it called? The Artist's Photo Reference Book series by Northlight Books. I think I have all the books in that series now. I bought them used on Amazon. But this is from the Barnes and Buildings book, and so I took one of the images and I used these watercolor crayons for this, and I also used the watercolor crayons for that mango there. It was a food paint challenge piece, and because I like to do a couple artworks to get ready for a review, and these are the products. This is the product that I'm reviewing, the iCrayon water-soluble crayons, and I've seen some crayons kind of pop up here and there on Amazon that look like Neocolors, but they were really expensive. They were as expensive as Neocolors. Just like, why would I take a gamble on something when they're the same price as Neocolors? Well, these are half the price of Neocolors. And I ordered the European set, so it was like $25. I think there was a coupon at the time, so maybe it was like $23. And it was 25 colors, so less than $1 a color. And they came in the mail last Friday, and I just opened up the package, I started swatching a Post-it note, and they were so silky and creamy that I was like, oh, these are really nice. And then I was like, maybe I should get the classic color set too, because I absolutely have no self-control, and February kills me because it's a long, dreary month, and I'm looking for those little hits of dopamine, and prices on art supplies tend to be their lowest in February. I don't know what it is. I think it could be that stores are clearing out their stock to get ready for the trade shows where all the new product's going to be released. Maybe sales are slow anyway, so they just try to get things moved. Maybe it's just a stock turnover thing. I don't know, but I always find my best deals in February. So I was swatching these out by the computer. Like, I didn't have it 30 seconds. I don't think I'm ordering the bold colors to the classic colors, which is this color, right? This set right here. And so then I come downstairs and I start swatching them out and adding water to them on just some like crappy sketchbook paper, just like some cheap, crappy sketchbook paper. And then I'm like, oh, these aren't as water soluble as the other ones. Oh, I think I just made a mistake. Why did I order both of them? It's like, no, Lindsay, it's a business expense. Review all of the colors so you can have a, you can show the warts and all and everything, and that way it'll be a really comprehensive review, because people would probably go for the classic colors anyway. And the classic set was cheaper. The classic set was like $22, and the regular, or yeah, $21.99, and the European set was like $25.99. So like that way you'll have, people can see both. Maybe one set's better than the other. This way you'll know. But then I started using them. First I was swatching them, adding water, comparing them to Neocolor II's Lyra Aqua Colors, which Lyra Aqua Colors have been a really good deal lately. They've been like around $1 a stick, which I think I would still recommend, unless you want those pastel shades. They're all compatible, but the Lyra Aqua Colors have been a really good price, like around $1 a stick, 2 in sets on Amazon. And Blick had the 24 color at a good price. Blick had the 24 color set for like around $25, same as Amazon, but Amazon had the 48 color set for like 50 something, 54, and Amazon had them for 78. So if I think of it, I'll link that down below too if you're interested in that. I'd probably still go with Lyra, especially if you want a little more versatility, but these were really great. And then I did those 2 pictures with them, and I'm like, oh, because I like to use them dry, my Neocolors dry, because I use them that way, I don't add a lot of water, and having a soft, because these are softer than Neocolor II's, but not as soft as a water-soluble oil pastel. They're kind of like in between there. They were really great for the technique that I use them, so I actually really like these, and I think they might be a little more useful to me than the Lyras, because the Lyras are more punchy colors, a little more transparent. These are more opaque and a little bit creamier and buttery. So anyway, I just wanted to mention these. This review is going to be coming out, I think, in a week, so that way you can think about it, and then if you want to wait for the review, I totally don't blame you, but in case they sell out or in case the price goes up, I just want to put that out there, what they cost now, and I'll link to it in case you're curious. And oh, I decided, because I was doing 2 watercolor crayon tutorials, that I would put my watercolor crayon class for 30% off, and I'll put that in the video description in case you've been wanting to grab that, because I haven't put that on sale in like years. So that's a really fun one. There's a lot of projects, and I love watercolor crayons. That's my thing. I just love so many art supplies. I get like excited about something. It's like, this is what I want to use for the next like 5 weeks, and I kind of get in a tangent. And that's why I'm actually kind of ahead, about a month ahead on filming videos, which is handy, because then when I get on one of these like tears where all I want to use is oil sticks, all I want to use is oil pastels, all I want to use is watercolor, I can do a bunch of paintings within the course of a couple of days, edit them, and then put them up and paste them, space them out so they're not like all in a row, and then the people that are here for watercolor are bored because they haven't seen a watercolor tutorial in a while, because I've been on some other different tangent. But yeah, so that's been kind of fun and exciting. Oh my word, I have been off the rails. I have been off the rails. Oh my word. You probably should just, if you were on a no spend, you probably shouldn't even be anywhere near my channel, because I've been off the rails. So last weekend, it seems like, when you have a resolution or something, you're doing so good, and then you slip. And then it becomes easier to slip the next time. And then it's easier to slip the next time. And that's kind of what's happened to me. But there was a product that was released either last year or the year before that I desperately wanted to try. It was, I think it was released last year, maybe the year before. I don't know, because it was last winter when I was playing with the idea of trying to make my own. And it was the Deco Art's Wax Effect paint. And it looked like encaustic paint, but it was actually acrylic based. And it had this beautiful, satiny, glossy, thick texture to it. I was seeing the demos online. Haven't really seen anybody use it other than just like the trade show demos. And I'm like, that looks so interesting. I really want to try that. I had that on my list. I keep a list of things I want to try when this stuff comes out at trade shows. And then I think about it, and I keep coming back to it. So I was like mixing acrylic paint with like the acrylic, the water-based furniture wax stuff from the home decor wax line. I was like mixing it with mediums. I was like messing around with these different dupes, and I was just like, oh, but then again, I don't even know if it's like that stuff because I haven't used that stuff. So I'm like, well, maybe one of these days I'll buy a jar of it. It was $10 for a 4-ounce jar. It was like the regular price, and I'm just like, and I'd want a couple colors, so it's like, this is going to be expensive before I, get what I want. Deco Art has a sale. I think it's still going on, and I'm not like affiliated or associated with the company, but they have great customer service because they had them on sale for like 4 something, and then there was I was a new customer, so it was a 15% off coupon if I put my email address in. And so I ended up buying the 4-ounce jars for like $3.74 or 79 cents a piece. So I ended up getting 12 colors and then 2 of the clear, the neutral. But I was really hesitant to order because I live in Maine, and that's like supposedly an acrylic based product, and I'm like, is it going to be ruined if it gets shipped here in freezing temperatures? We've had really cold weather. So this is where I was impressed. I was on the Deco Art's website, and there's like a contact us form. So I clicked contact us, and you put your email in and ask a question. And actually, I clicked on a little chat thing, but it went to an email because it was like late Sunday night. And they said, I'm really interested in ordering some of your wax effects paints, but I live in Maine. Can you tell me if these will be okay to freeze, because they're likely will freeze in transit to me. And the customer service got back to me. This was like probably 7 or 8 o'clock at night, Sunday night. The customer service got back to me like 9 o'clock the next morning, maybe even before that. Shout out to Abigail from Deco Art customer service. She said it is no problem if the wax effects paints freeze. Just let them come up to room temperature, give them a good stir, and you're good to go. So that was great. I mean, she didn't know who I was. I'm like, that's it. Do you know who I am? No, but she didn't know I had a YouTube channel and I use these products online, and I probably would be reviewing them. She had no idea when she responded to me. So I thought that was great, because a lot of times companies reach out to me, or like I email a company and there's my email signature, so they know they can click on my YouTube channel or whatever and see, you know, what I do, and they may be a little bit nicer if they think they're going to get some good, you know, PR or something, but they didn't know, they were like on the ball, and I thought that was really awesome. So I'm really excited to try them. They should be getting here today. I hope they get here before I head out. My mom's birthday is Sunday, but I haven't been down to visit Mom and Dad for like, it would be 2 weeks tomorrow, so I've tried to go once a week. Last weekend I had plans all weekend, so I wanted to get down there this afternoon because we're supposed to get snow on her birthday. So I figured I would, you know, bring down a cake and some flowers and a birthday card and visit with Mom and Dad. And so hopefully that gets delivered, because I still wouldn't let it to sit on the porch any longer than it has to. Although today I think it's supposed to be around 30, so not terrible. I was actually sweaty walking the dog this morning. I had my full snowsuit on though, so that's probably why, but I'm really excited to try that. I've actually been feeling very like full of effervescent creativity this week, but also easily irritable. like on the computer last night. Oh, and my husband, the air's been really dry, and so my husband wanted to put a humidifier up in our bedroom. He's been talking about it for weeks, and so I didn't really, you know, like, well, I'm not going to bring the humidifier up. I don't want the humidifier on because my watercolor paper lives under our bed, so I don't want any humidity near it. And so the other day he brought the humidifier up, and I was like, oh. And I have not been sleeping well, and honestly I think I've been worried about my paper stash. So I today in a fit of like, I've had enough, I dragged the big case that I have by watercolor paper. It's this huge, heavy wooden thing. I dragged it out from under the bed, and I made space in the closet where it could stand up. And then I have bags. Everything's in the box, in the bags. Nothing got damp or anything. I think I'm perfectly fine. It's all old stash, and I've never lost a piece of paper that's been stored under my bed. So I think I'm all right. We have radiant heating too, so I think that helps keep it dry. But anyway, I put that in the closet. I stood up the wooden box, and then the open things of paper that I have, bags of paper, I put kind of sandwiched up against the wall. We have a weird shaped closet. It's a pretty big closet. It's a walk-in closet, but our chimney for our fireplace comes up through the roof there, and so there's this like two weird cutouts. And when the addition is my room, when that space is my room over the garage, I'm going to be taking that closet, and I'll probably be storing most of my supplies in there and keeping the studio area pretty wide open. But one of those nooks I'm going to build mat board storage, and another nook I'll do watercolor paper storage, or I may build some big flat files or something like that, or ask Jason to build it. He's very handy. So I think that will be great. But for now, actually that fit pretty well, and it's a big heavy wooden box that an old student found me at a yard sale, like, it was over 20 years ago, because it was when I was working at the senior center, for like $5. And it must have been an artist's, and they must have been using it for watercolor paper, because it's like 24 by 36 by about 6 inches deep. It's just ideal. But I I have a hoard. I have a hoard of paper, but that's the good stuff, and that stays upstairs. I do have like smaller pads and blocks of arches down here in the room of hoard, and I mean that's inspiration to paint fast because I want to get through it before it goes bad. And Lord knows I have enough things to use on this paper because I have no self-control. Oh, and I'm kind of like I've got this Blick order. No, I don't have an order. I have a shopping cart that I keep adding things into and taking things out of. And Blick just raised their free shipping threshold from $59 to $69, and I've been waiting for it to drop down to about 30, like sometimes it'll be down to like 39. I just need a couple things. I should go in, I should just like jump on somebody else's order that I know locally that, you know, say, can you just get me some Holbein size and a Copic E31 refill, and then just like give them the cash for it and not, but I also have a $10 e-gift card from a order I placed last year that I want to use up, so I don't know. So I keep putting things in, taking things out, and then things go out of stock, and I swear, I think that must be some sort of like, it must be some mental illness. I don't know. I don't know. It's like self-soothing. I don't know. It's like, the world is stressful. I'm gonna look at art supplies. Oh, the world is stressful. I'm gonna watch people draw on YouTube. You know, it's like it's our self-soothing, right? It's the way we get through it. Oh, so let's see, what else is going on here? Oh my gosh, did you hear that the Frantic Stamper is closing? That store has been open. It's an online store. Maybe it's a physical store too, but it's been around for about 30 years. I've ordered from them in the past, especially back in the day when I was really big in stamping. Now I feel like I still like to stamp, but I feel like I have all the good stuff. Very rarely does something tempt me because if I see a new trend, I can usually replicate it with what I already have, and if something new comes out that I like, chances are I have a better version of it already because I have like honed my stash. It is a massive stash of stamps, but it is the good stuff. It's all the good stuff that's been released in the last 20 years, I feel. But anyway, and it's probably, maybe it's people like me that are reason the downfall of the stamping industry, I don't know. But also, she listed the reasons why she's closing, and she's not closing like right away. She's going to wind it down and then be done by the end of 2025 because she has 4 employees. I'm sure she doesn't want to just kick them out on the street, you know. She wants to give them time to get their affairs in order and everything. But, you know, she's getting close to retirement age, and in order to like upgrade to be competitive, it would just take a huge amount of money, and it's kind of like, let's, you know, kind of sail out. And plus, it's not as popular. She had said on her website, and this is a public notice, I don't know her personally, this is a public notice that was posted publicly on her website. She said that like every week she used to do about, at its height, would do about 750 orders a week, and now it's around 200 to 250 orders a week. So, I mean, that's a huge decline over the course of a business. And heck, people got to retire sometime. People want to enjoy the golden years. They want to enjoy some time after running a business for 30 years. That's no joke. That's a lot of work. And that's part of the reason why I'm very hesitant to go to that new software, and I just want to put my old software on the new computer if it'll run on it, because it is a all-encompassing time suck sometimes. It's like, I'd love to be painting all day long, but the painting, honestly, a lot of times it's like for an hour that I spend painting, I'm spending an hour and a half, 2 hours editing, blogging, posting on social media, another hour answering emails. I'm doing all this other stuff, lining things up, planning things. I mean, the actual artwork creation probably isn't even a quarter of the time I spend working in my business, and it's so it's kind of a misnomer that you have more time to paint if you're a working artist. I mean, you have to paint, you have to get that done, but there's so many hours that go that just seem to disappear into the ether, but you're busy like learning something new, or doing some computer work, doing some bookkeeping, doing some admin. And yeah, she probably wants to retire and stamp. You know, she probably wants to enjoy her hobby and enjoy her time, so you can't fault that at all. And then another thing I saw that I guess there's only one dye company in the United States, one company that makes dyes for stamping companies that want to have their stamps made, their dyes made in the USA, like their paper cutting dyes. There's only one company that manufactured paper cutting dyes in the country, and they just closed on Tuesday. From what I understand, it was kind of an out of the blue, leaving people scrambling type of closure. I don't know. I've never dealt with that company, but anyway, that happened. It was Dyes Direct. It was hard to find out what the company was, but I'd heard of that company before because I think they used to be Cherry Lynn Designs. But anyway, that that closed, which is going to be really tough because I don't know why they closed, because they were so, I heard they were so overbooked that people couldn't get their dyes made in the USA even if they wanted to, because the one company that did it was too overbooked. Although I think they got bought by private equity, if I read correctly on their page, on their website, so on their parent company's website. So, you know, like everything, like Joann's is going under because private equity came in, over leveraged them and run them into the ground. So just private equity is bad. Why do companies go let them be bought by I don't know. I can't imagine the thinking to that. Do you want to just take a quick buck and let your company that you've built run into the ground? I'm not saying, I mean, I can't say that for sure on the Dyes Direct thing or their parent company, but I'm just saying kind of like Joann's, Toys R Us, all these companies that seems to be the MO of these private equity companies. But I'm not an economist. I'm just, you know, somebody curious about the state of the art and craft industry. And I'm sure that a lot of the companies that are having their dyes made in China are stressing out about potential tariffs. They already paid like a 25% tariff. That was what it was already. Then tacking on another 10% where anybody can order stuff off like Temu and not pay any taxes or tariffs or customs because their orders are so small. But I think that de minimis rule might have been obliterated. I don't know. Has this the last 2 weeks felt like a year? This like my head is spinning. I don't even. It's like I've been listening to audiobooks and not podcasts, and then I go and I open YouTube and I'm like, what is going on? All these scary things, and I think they're scared. I think everyone should be scared. I don't think it's a partisan issue. I'm seeing like. I saw a poster on one of the local doctor's office complexes in Bangor might have to furlough their employees and shut the doors because they can't draw down the federal funds that they use to stay afloat. And they're seeing people that have Medicare and Medicaid and private insurance, and I don't know if they see veterans or not, but I mean that federal funding funds a lot of different stuff that your friends and family rely on, and it's kind of scary. But I'm not going to get into politics here. Okay, I just did, but just strike that, reverse it, fast forward, whatever you want to do. But yeah, you can come here for some happy, crafty art talk and possibly hear about my over art supply buying mental illness. I actually got through everything on my list. Can you believe it? That was wild. I posted a few videos this week. When I'm filming stuff ahead of time, I kind of forget what I've posted this week. Pup cupcake. I did my cupcake, the marker cupcake video is what I posted this week right here. And did I do my easy plaid? I think I did an easy plaid video, how to make plaid with markers. See, I was in a marker tangent. I was playing with markers all the time, and then I had a bunch of, so it's great if I'm ahead and I could space that stuff out, kind of dole it out a little bit at a time. Oh, I posted gel printing party footage. If you're curious about the gel printing party, that was so much fun. I posted that, and then another video I filmed this week was sorting and organizing my gel prints that I've made over the past a year or so. So that's coming up in the near future. Lots of good stuff coming up. I hope that you enjoyed this Sat Chat. Sorry for dipping into the scary outside world. I don't even know if you call it of politics, just of craziness. The world of crazy. The world of existential crises. But anyways, everything else will be happy and crafty. And thank you so much for watching. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye!